Well, a little early for you folk, isn't it? It's only 6:30 in the morning. Didn't know the bus run this early. Well, welcome back down to the farm. It is our second day of the spring season. And I tried to get this thing finished last night. And after giving the fields a good spray, just didn't have the time. So I've been out here since about 5 a.m. or so. And now normally working after dark isn't that much of a problem, but I don't know. The lights on these tractors, I do like them for pretty much everything else, but boy, oh boy, not much more than a fart of a firefly, those things, I'll tell you. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find my way back to the barn if I'd stayed out much longer. Luckily, though, you hear one of the farm cats got himself a mouse, so I followed the squeakies and managed to get all the way back. Just looking at the farm report here, and yeah, we may just start get some. See the grass season coming up here pretty quick. That's a darn good thing. I don't want to be relying on those few bales we were gifted for any length of time here for feeding them cattle. So the sooner I can get out there and grab a little bit of the fresh stuff, the better off we are. Hopefully that's very soon on the agenda. Last thing I did last night was I did go down and collect our water trailer from the store and filled her up on the way by, dumped a trough full for the cows. Didn't figure they'd appreciate going through the night with an empty water trough. I know I wouldn't. So that's been done. They got a little bit of feed, a little bit of straw. Things should be fine there for the day. We should be able to get on with a few other projects. And I know you folk come out here because you want to see something different going on and figure out how to work and farm goes, but occasionally it's sort of same day and same, well, you know the rest of the expression. Commonly called same old, and that's a lot of farming. Of course, once we get this field treated up proper, you know, first time around, got to make sure it's got a lot of good nutrient stuff in it. I don't expect the crop will take all of what we put in that soil for good stuff, because it's pretty rich soil to start with. I mean, look at the color of the grass. Look how healthy these trees are. You know, you don't gotta sit here with a fancy chemistry set, figure out you got good dirt or not. You just gotta look around the dirt and see what everybody else thinks about it. You know, let's say it would look really healthy. Well, this job's just about done. Must say one thing about this mess, you get pretty good fuel economy. Considering I've taken that horrible drive to town 2-3 times here. Plus the charging up and down of our extraordinarily large field. You would have thought we'd have burned a little more petrol by now. Alright, well, let's have a look. Make sure we've done an adequate job. I don't see too much obvious. Yeah, a little bit here and there. That's alright. I think that's just from leaving her on the field all night. Get some of it dried out. It's just sticking to the surface. Alright, good enough. Good enough. Let's go put this away. Oh, there you are. They're appreciative of the water. Let's have a little look in our tablet and see what else is going on with them, shall we? Yeah, they definitely be wanting a little bit of grass, don't they? Yeah, definitely be wanting the grass. Well, there's really not much we can do about that at the moment. No siree. We give them what we can give them. Come on, chickens. Good gracious. Ooh, look at all the eggs. I'm going to be over there like a hot thing in a moment. Alright. Ooh, don't know where I'm going. Actually, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know that I want to park this in there anymore. Quite frankly. Because, well, to be honest with you, it kind of camouflages itself. And my old eyesight, well, I think it's probably the best place for it, though. I actually found it quite hard to see it there in the early light this morning. In the daytime it's fine, it's stand out, but let me tell you, you get this thing out in the sunshine, or out in the dim light of the morning and the evening. And you see even here, it's darn near, eh? Exact same. Yeah, I had to back up to about 3 times before I was close enough to actually figure, whoop, darn near run over it the second time too. So I need to sit here with a flat tire and a broken plow. Yeah, oh, well. We're not going to let this go to waste. Eggs are a fairly valuable commodity in this town, apparently, from what I do understand. I don't know what possesses them to climb up on those hay bales like that, but apparently they do. Alright, getting a little bit of dung collected from the girls. I'll close that up. Now I know the truck was here last night and picked up the milk. We actually did fairly well at it. But, I know there's a place in town. I'm kind of wondering, though, if we're not getting a little burnt on that score. Because I'd be thinking I could make myself a little better money if I could sell it direct. You know? So I think we might look into that. Maybe cancel that pickup service and get on to doing things our way here. Well, this looks still pretty clean. I think we're good there. Alrighty. Well, I guess the next step's pretty obvious. We're going to spend our second day getting this all cultivated down and prepped for seeding. Because we only got a couple more days, we should be able to put something in there. If this weather keeps up anyway. Speaking of which, let's contact them fancy dancy interwebs on my tablet thing. And we'll just have a check at that too, shall we? Oh, look at that. That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, 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 well. That's the sunshine clear through to the weekend. Alright, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okie dokie. Good morning there, squackies. Chuka chuka chuka. And all that. Alright. Ooh. Looks like I left her on auxiliary there. The little engine light was still on. Oh well. You burn out the battery. You got all you folk around. You don't mind pulling this thing around the field for me, do you? There we go. Get you hooked up. Nicely done. That's something I'm not used to. My old tractor didn't have that lift feature. As soon as there was a... You had to get back in. It doesn't work for all the devices. The plow doesn't have the right kind of attachment for that thing to work. But are you really? Could we maybe... No, I see. It was an important meeting. Well, I should have known. I should have known. Alright. Let's get this bit of kit unfolded here. Just release that. Flop she goes. Nice. Alrighty. There we are. Okay. Off we go. Another nice piece of kit from the folk at Massey, that cultivator. Surprisingly light for the size of it. Quite pleased with that. Last one I had was a good meter smaller than that. I think it weighed probably 3 times as much, but pretty much relied on weight to even work, so I guess that shouldn't surprise me. This one's got some pretty nice little self-diggy features on it. Just the shape of those things. They're really good at pulling themselves further into the ground. Last one I had, they were just basically a bunch of spikes. I mean, it looked like a bed mattress, to be honest with you, or a box spring without any cover on it. A bunch of spikes welded on the bottom, a bunch of chain on the top for weight. I don't know. Kind of surprised me. It had a company logo. It looked like something I'd weld up behind the shop, you know. But this is a pretty skookum piece of gear. This is, I gotta admit. Notice too, tractor's got mounts on it. If I do decide the winter gets a little bit too tough on me, I can throw a little bit of a roof on this. It's not going to be any warmth to it, to say, but it'll keep the nasty off the top of my head so I can see what I'm doing. I hope the winter's not too tough this year. You know, I don't mind once we're established if we got to try and fight it a little bit, but first year up, I'd like things to be a little mellower. I haven't seen much of my neighbor up there on the other side of the valley lately. Been into town a few times for various things. You can usually at least hear his, that old tractor of his doing a thump, 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 but I don't know. He's a bit of a posh fellow, that one. I think he's probably out, you know, holidaying or playing the golf game or something like that. Who knows? But spring's a-wasting. Of course, he's already got his fields in, just, you know, a little more established. So, well, it's going to take me a little bit of time. It is. Maybe just to break it up a little. Go play around on this side. Actually, it's just because the sun hit it first, so it's a little bit warmer. Finding a bit chilly on the bones this morning. Oh, well, that was just because out here so late last night and then at it again first thing. And sometimes you get this point, it takes a little bit more than a couple of cups of coffee to warm you right to the bottom. So, you probably should have had me a nice big thing of oatmeal or something. Something with a little sticking power. That's alright. I figure we get an hour to get this field done. Then I can go have myself something for breakfast. And hopefully after that be ready to plant something in here. So why don't you folk all head up to the house there. I think there's some pancakes and such waiting. And I'll keep on with this, and when I'm closer to done, you can all swing by and we'll see what's up next, shall we? Well, hey, how was breakfast for everybody? Hey, a good time in there. We're just done this part of our day. Looks fine. I heard a weird noise while I was out there. I think I hit a rock pretty hard, but no, it looks good. Oh, a bit of a ding on that one. Alrighty. I'll file that out of there before I need to use her again. Let's head back down. So I hope you've saved me some bacon. I'm going to tell you, a big bowl of beans, a couple of slabs of bacon is going to be some pretty dang good, better oatmeal when I get out of this. So I'm thinking about it. I am. Now, as to what we plant, this is going to be our only crop for the entire season. So I mean, we may get another fall harvest in, or fall planting in, but we're certainly not going to be pulling it into the barn this year. So with that said, I guess what I need to do, have a little look at the market, see what's going on. So, park up for a minute here. Lovely. Alright, so now if we look at things, it ain't the right thing. I'm not too good at that whole tap and swipe and pinch and prod. I don't know. And this whole tablet thing, I like the one in my workroom better. You actually got keys and stuff, and that mouse, that's a handy item. I don't know, these tablets, they're just weird. Alright, now that's a good choice, but not all of it's ready either. We got to consider that there's a few things we can't really manage. Now we can see, well, yeah, obviously canola is always large money. Wow, soybean is really large money. Problem with these is, now canola we can plant right away. But canola is a bit of a fool's game. It's expensive seed, you lose lots of it, and you harvest next to nothing, and you don't get any straw. We need straw. So if I start dumping the amount of thousands of dollars difference that it's going to cost me for straw or hay, yeah, you got to think about not doing that. This is a good one, but we can't plant it right away. This is a good one, but we can't plant it right away. Well, we can plant it, but it ain't going to grow for another 3 months or so. So, big difference between wheat and barley. Barley's on a down right now. That's good. That means everybody's selling last year's barley crop. And that's why she's so cheap. You know, I'm going to go with the barley. I know the wheat's a good $100 more. Well, $90 more. Well, 91, whatever. But, yeah. I think we're going to go with this. Let's quickly have a look at the planting schedule here for late. See, sunflower's not bad. Geez, we only got to hit 7, eh? Right, soybean and corn is just whack. But sunflowers, we only got to hit 7 degrees. And they're really good money right now. In fact, they're good money all year round. But again, we're not going to get straw. Now, we're going to go with the barley, just because I need the straw. And barley is a big straw producer. So, when we got fields and fields to pick from, we'll get into the expensive stuff. In the meantime, I do think that barley is going to be what it takes. Here we go. Well, I think that's going to have to wait, actually, because it just occurred to me that I have not yet gone down to the shop and picked up seed. Except I don't think I have. Yeah. Not something I've done yet. Alright, well, that's going to have to be a thing. So, I'm going to do that before I can carry on with the planting, obviously. So, sorry about that, folks, but yep, I got to take myself a trip into town. So, next time you're in the neighborhood, come by and, you know, have yourselves some breakfast or whatever's going on. And welcome to have a look about the farm and see what we do to make those breakfasts a reality. Till next time, though, take care of each other. And, well, yeah, have a great bus ride back, you tourists.